Mistake.
For 3 years, you've been accepting $944 from her.
Landlords demand money.
Where do you expect her to get $16,000 from? She's a Section 8 housing person.
But the judge isn't moved by this mother-daughter team.
I assume you would say, Mom, that's the wrong rent.
English is not her first language.
Money is her secondary language.
This is Judge Judy. April Walsh and her mother, Mon Lin, are suing Mon's former tenant, Maria Nunez, for unpaid rent.
Judge, this is case number 71 on the calendar in the matter of Walsh, Lin versus Nunez. Parties have been sworn in.
Miss Walsh, are you going to speak for your mother?
Yes, I would. I'd like to try doing that.
Okay, because it is your claim that your mother, who owns some rental property, is owed money by the defendant. And you state in the complaint that you manage the property for her.
Yes, I assist. I'm more like an in-house counsel as needed. So when she needs assistance preparing evictions and so forth, I help her with that. But I don't necessarily, as far as the day-to-day, I don't do that.
So the answer is you do not manage the property for her, as
No.
you indicated in your complaint. You do not.
No.
Miss Lin,
Properties.
are they all single-family homes or are they multiple dwellings?
Some is multiple. Some is individual and office building.
What kind of property did you rent to Miss Nunez?
It's fourplex. It's in San Jose. It's a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath.
So 4 different apartments, Your
Yeah.
Honor, in the same building.
She only rents one of them, a
Yes.
2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment.
1.5 bath. Yeah.
You started to rent to her 3 years ago.
Yes.
In November
How
2018.
long had you... Don't do that, Miss Walsh. Don't do that again. Do you understand?
Yes.
Back to Miss Lin, please. 2-bedroom apartment. Do you own all 4 units in that building?
Yes.
Her apartment was leased to her through Section 8 housing. Are the other apartments in that building leased through Section 8 housing?
No.
They are not.
No, they are not.
They're rented individually.
Yes.
Are they all 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartments?
The front one is a 3-bedroom, 2 baths. The 3 of the in the back
And
is
just a second. The 3-bedroom apartment in the front, you have a tenant in that apartment?
Yes.
How much does that tenant pay in rent?
3,500.
Now, the other 2 apartments, are they 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom, or 3-bedroom? Are currently rented?
Yes.
And what is the rent on each of those apartments?
2,700.
Now, when you rented to Miss Nunez through Section 8, what was the amount of rent Section 8 was paying?
Section is they pay me $944.
Section 8 was paying you $944.
Yes.
And how much was Miss Nunez paying you?
Supposed to pay me 1,700.
No. Don't tell me what
Okay.
she was supposed to pay you.
Okay.
You collected rent from her in addition to the money that you got from Section 8. How much money did you collect from her every month, 2018, 19, and 20? How much money did you collect from her?
$944.
Now, you own 40 properties. That's what you told me, all over. Is this the first time you ever rented to anyone through Section 8 housing?
No, I have several.
No, just the answer.
Okay.
The
Yes.
answer is no.
Yes.
So you know that Section 8 pays so much and the tenant pays so much. The first month that you collected rent from her, you collected $944, according to you. Who came up with the figure of $944?
When I go there, usually the tenants will show me the paper from the he move in. We have a walk through with the housing.
Then let me see. Let me see what paper you got from housing in 2018.
Yes.
So initially, and this is dated in 2018, this says estimated family rent to owner $1,756. Well, why didn't you collect that from her starting in 2018?
Your Honor, I was busy collect the other rent, and I didn't bring the paper with me. And I don't know how much years. When I go there collect the rent, she gave me the $944, and I believe in her. She was paid $944.
Okay, so that's what this case is all about now, because now you say she owes you $16,000 after for 3 years you've been accepting $944 from her and $944 from Section 8. That's really your responsibility, not hers. Where do you expect her to get $16,000 from? She's a Section 8, which means she can't afford to pay her rent. You accepted $944. If you wanted her to pay $1,756, she would have moved out. Who lives with you? Miss Nunez, who lives with you?
At that time, when I first met my daughter and my 2 grandkids, grandfather is in and out of the house because he lives in Manteca.
I got it. I understand you have a sore throat. All right, now we're going through Mother collected $944 from the defendant and never made a demand for her to move or to be evicted. That was your job. I mean, you're the one that you say she calls on you. You're an in-house counsel as needed. So I assume as in-house counsel, you would take a look at this and say in 2018, because she's been your mother for a long time, Mom, that's the wrong rent. That's the wrong rent.
I don't do that part of it, Your Honor. I'm as needed. So my mother does everything herself as far as signing the contract.
She's not going. Where do you expect her to get $16,000 from? She's a Section 8 housing person.
Yeah, I understand that is the amount of the claim, but I understand, Your Honor, because of filing in small claims, there's a jurisdictional limit, and we believe, so I think the most you can get is $5,000. So what I think is, since there's definitely negligence on the part of my mother as well, but she's elderly, English is not her first language, so she doesn't have a portion of negligence.
Miss However, your mother owns, don't try to talk over me, your mother owns 40 income-producing properties. English may not be her first language. Money is her secondary language. She's a very smart lady.
Yes.
She collected $944 from the state and $944 from the defendant. If you're paying more in 2018, the defendant would have moved because she's a Section 8 person. She accepted $944 from her tenant for 3 years.
If I may, Your Honor?
3 years.
I have a contract actually between the two of them, between plaintiff, my mother, and the defendant, which states the amount of rent total. If I may provide that.
No, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. A contract.
I'm sorry. There are 2 operative contracts. My mother executed a contract with the defendant, and then housing came in. Like I said, I'm not exactly familiar, but housing also comes in, does an inspection, and indicates what the tenant amount is to pay.
All I'm telling you is your mother accepted for 3 years in satisfaction of rent from the defendant $944 and did not make a claim for 3 years for any more. What I'm telling you is, I believe by accepting the $944 and lulling her into believing that that was the extent of her obligation, her daughter, who I understand is an attorney, is that right?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, that's right, Your Honor.
Who knows how to file an action clearly. If there was a mistake, it was a mistake by both parties. So I'm asking you this question. Where do you expect a Section 8 housing person to come up with $5,000 or $16,000?
I understand, Your Honor.
The answer is nowhere. When are you moving? Because now you know.
Yeah.
As of June, when she first came to you, then you knew for the first time that your obligation was different.
Right.
Now, in July, August, September, October, 4 months.
Right.
How much have you paid in rent?
I've paid, so my rent portion went down to $624, and I've been paying on.
Just a second. It went down to $624. What is she talking about, $624, Miss Lynn? What is she talking about?
Okay, the housing dropped the rent for her. Before I noticed, she told me her rent is dropped. So under August, she received the housing. She said the housing email to her that her rent dropped. So I
just want to know how much rent have you received from her in total since June?
I got let go from my job.
June.
Just a second.
I don't think I have that.
Since June, how much rent? June, July, August, accepted in rent from her in those 5 months?
So,
Ms. Walsh, you want to answer that question?
Yes, please. So, I'm sorry, Your Honor, you said which month?
Month of June. How much from the state, how much from the defendant in June?
Okay, in June was $944 from the defendant and $944 from the housing authority.
And you accepted it. In June, you accepted $944 and $944 from housing, and in June was the first time you told her she owed more money. That's according to your complaint. Let's go to July. How much did you accept in July?
So she accepted.
Come on, Ms. Walsh.
Okay.
July.
$944 from housing, $944 from the tenant. In addition, Your Honor, we also received $250, and that was acknowledgement of defendant that she did underpay Ms. Lynn. So I do have that receipt.
August.
August, she paid 1,000. The second payment.
1756.
Yeah, 7.
She paid.
No, she paid.
I can't listen to both of you. Will somebody please tell me?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
In June, when she was paying $944, Ms. Walsh, coming back to you, you're the lawyer, did you bring on a proceeding to evict her?
No.
Because she agreed to make a payment.
In July.
And later today,
This is trash. This is trash that was around the beds, Your Honor.
There's something ridiculous about that. You should be embarrassed to show that to me.
April Walsh and her mother, Mon Lynn, claim Mon's former tenant, Maria Nunez, owes for back rent.
Now, I told you, money is your mother's second language. Now,
$1,756 for August. In addition,
from whom?
From the tenant. In addition, the defendant also paid $300 on top of that.
Plus $300, and how much did she receive from Section 8?
$944.
September.
In September, the rent changed per the Housing Authority. I do have the notice here, and her portion.
Just tell me how much she received. Just tell me how much your mother received is my question.
$624.
Period?
No. And from housing is $944.
October.
She received, the total is $2,700, if you would like me to just.
But she is 22,000.
Her portion,
October.
the same amount, $2,700.
The housing pay me 2,076. The tenants pay me 624.
Did you move in June when she was paying $944? Housing was paying $944. Did you bring Ms. Walsh coming back to you? The answer is either yes or no.
No.
Because she agreed to make a payment.
In July, in July, she paid you $944 from housing plus an additional $250. Did you move to evict her?
No.
No, because she was making the
because
payment.
she said she's going to make a payment for me.
She wasn't. No, okay. She's not paying you any more money. Are you moving?
Fairly soon, yes, Your Honor.
When? Not very soon. When?
Well,
I mean, right now, they got $2,700 from you in October.
sometime after Christmas, Your Honor. It's really hard right now to find a place. After Christmas.
That's fine.
Yes.
Right now, you're not doing badly. She's not paying you for the last 3 years. Goodbye.
Your Honor,
We're done.
may I
you.
just interject, please?
No. Bye.
But she knew that.
She stopped payment already.
I have documents that show she knew
Goodbye.
this beforehand.
She already want to pay me the
Goodbye.
When she moved in there
Goodbye.
and she
Very
got
good.
a new.
We're done. You had a very good tenant for
Okay,
3
this
years.
case is
Made a lot of money.
concluded.
Goodbye.
Parties are excused.
We believe that she just took advantage of my mother.
I did not take advantage.
Definitely participate more in her business practice.
It does kind of, hurt me a little bit that she would think that I deliberately would do this to her.
All parties in the matter of Jennings versus Rumbos
Is suing his former landlord, Melina Rumbos, for wrongfully withholding a portion of his security deposit.
Mr. Jennings, you are suing for the return of your security deposit on an apartment that you rented from Ms. Rumbos.
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Rumbos withheld part of your security, sending you only a small portion of it for 2 reasons. One, she said she had to pay a cleaning fee, and the next thing was she said she really gave you a break by not charging you for the whole month of June when you were actually out in June on the 15th, and you had a new tenant that moved in on the 22nd.
Correct.
Am I correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
All right. So let's go back to some basics, Ms. Rumbos. The defendant signed a 1-year lease with you, and he paid $1,850 for a fully furnished 1-bedroom apartment. Is that correct?
Yes, Your
He
Honor.
gave you $1,850 as a security deposit. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. Correct.
He was a faithful tenant in paying his rent, and he left the apartment in very decent condition,
Yes, Your Honor.
not causing any damage to the apartment.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Do you know how lucky you are when you had a tenant who paid moving company, found dust under the bed, and you say that he's responsible for that? You're ridiculous.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Giles Jennings is suing his former landlord, Melina Rumbos, for wrongfully withholding a portion of his security deposit.
Now, when you re-rented the apartment to the new tenant that moved in, did you rent the apartment furnished or unfurnished?
Unfurnished.
Which means that you had to hire a moving company. Did you hire a moving company?
Correct, Your Honor.
He moved out on the 15th, am I correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
On what date did you hire the moving company?
It was on the 17th, Your Honor.
2 days later.
Yes, Your Honor.
And they removed your living room, a bedroom, and a dining area, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And on what date did you hire the cleaning company?
The cleaning lady came the same day. The movers came early in the morning.
And your cleaning lady, your person,
Yes.
came after the movers.
Correct.
Now, you kept some of his security deposit, you allege, for cleaning. I would like you to show me photographs of what you allege that he left in an unreasonable penny of his security deposit. Show me a photograph.
Yes, Your Honor. This is trash that was under the beds.
That was under the bed?
Yes.
That you moved?
Yeah, but he lived
You have
there
to give
for-
him his whole...
he lived
Well,
there
what did
for-
you expect him to move the bed?
This is trash that was around the beds, Your Honor.
There's something ridiculous about that. You should be embarrassed to show that to me.
Well,
you should be embarrassed to show that to me.
Your Honor.
Embarrassed. You had moving people that came in. He cleaned the apartment. Your moving people moved 3 rooms of furniture, and you're showing me dust. You're not showing me a filthy sink. You're not showing me a filthy toilet. Let me see the rest.
This is from the bathtub.
Come on.
This is
So far,
only,
that's nonsense.
This is only some pictures. I didn't take pictures of the walls, but he did leave the
Well,
apartment
don't-
in a good.
What are you telling me? What you're not showing me? I just want to see what you're showing me.
Okay, this is
What
just
is-
the bath.
what is that you're showing me?
This is the bathtub.
And what are you showing me on the bathtub?
There's a dirt and some marks here.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Closed captioning sponsored by... Have you been cheated? Go to judgejudy.com. Like us on Facebook.
Okay, how much does she owe you for the days, sir? For the days from the 15th?
She owes me $586.59.
$586 for the days and the cleaning fee.
Well, the total with the cleaning fee is $686.59, ma'am.
Because she charged you half of the cleaning fee.
Yes. Or she
Is that
charged me
correct?
a $100 cleaning fee. I don't know what the total cleaning fee was.
She said it was $200. She only charged you half. She shouldn't have charged you anything. Don't you realize, Mr. Rumbas, how lucky you are? In June of 2020, your apartment was really only vacant, and you weren't paid for maybe 4 days. He moved out on the 15th. You didn't get your stuff out of there till the 17th. The earliest the new people could have moved in is the 18th. They actually, according to you, moved in on the 22nd. Do you know how lucky you are? Now, when tenants aren't paying their rent, they're just staying there. Landlords can't collect rent. When you had a tenant who paid faithfully throughout his entire lease, March, April, May, part of June, he left the apartment clean. Your moving company found dust under the bed, and you say that he's responsible for that? You're ridiculous. $686. Judgment for the plaintiff. Thank you.
Thank you.
Parties are excused.
And on the
You have to have evidence in order to connect the defendant to your dead dog.
I can't find that. Can I just state something?
You can't state anything. I want to see evidence.
Judge Judy.
There has to be a cleaning fee.
I got what I was owed, and that's all I was asked for.
You could have, cleaned a little bit more.
She did send me the little pile of dust that I was like, wow, okay.
Mr. Jennings was a great tenant, and I'm surprised that we had to come here.
I'm surprised that we had to go this far and didn't really want to, but money's money, so...
The band he hired rocked.
Did Mr. Phillips pay you?
He wrote 2 checks to us.
Then he rolled.
Both checks bounced.
Can you not say the word bounced again, please?
Say what bounced?
Time to face the music.
I was doing this for charity.
He's not doing it for charity. You knew that there were insufficient funds. Do you know that's a felony?
This is Judge Judy. Musician Daniel Hernandez is suing event promoter Lawrence Phillips for money owed for a performance and bank fees.
Judge, this is case number 20. Parties have been sworn in. You may have a seat.
Mr. Hernandez, it is your claim that the defendant owes you the balance of a contractual obligation that you had with him for you to perform with a band at a venue where he was hosting an event.
That's correct.
According to you, you did the work. Mr. Phillips gave you 2 checks. Both checks bounced. He did pay you some money. He still, according to you, owes you several $1,000s. And you've tacked on the bank fees for the return checks,
Correct.
which was about $30.
Yeah.
So far,
Yes.
Is that, in a nutshell, what it is?
Yes.
You indicate in your complaint, Mr. Hernandez, that you have a day job, which is not playing with a band. What is your day job?
I work for a HVAC company.
And how long have you been doing that?
18 years or so.
And how long have you had this little side hobby of the band?
This particular band, about 3 years, but I've been playing my whole life.
And did you form this band?
It was a conglomeration of 2 bands that we were all friends, and we just played one time together as a favor at an event in Riverside, and we just thought, this is pretty amazing. Let's keep doing this, and we've been together ever since.
How did you meet the defendant?
Through a mutual friend.
Can you tell me what month and year that was?
A couple years ago, not the month exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you were supposed to perform with your band and what the financial arrangement with the defendant was.
The actual performance was September 28th of last year, and we were to provide the band and also to contract for the staging and the lighting and the sound.
Staging, lighting, and sound.
Yes.
Well, let's deal with that part of the claim first, because that's also in this claim.
Sure.
You did contract with the staging, lighting, and sound. How much was that?
In my part, the staging, lighting, and sound was apparently $4,000 altogether. However, I took care of $2,000 for our sound guy because there was a check made out to him as well that had bounced that Mr. Phillips made out.
And that's your witness?
Correct. Oscar.
So he has proof of a bounce check from Mr. Phillips as well. And that was for the September 28th?
Well, because it was that same date. Yeah, the same performance.
Okay. And what were you supposed to be paid?
$1,500.
So the band was supposed to be paid $1,500 for the evening?
Correct.
Did the band perform that evening?
We did.
Did Mr. Phillips pay you?
He wrote 2 checks to us.
And in what amount were those 2 checks?
In the amount of $750 each.
Did he give you those 2 checks before or after the performance?
He gave me one and then another check the day of the performance.
Before the performance?
Correct.
Do you have proof of their being dishonored by your bank?
Yes.
I'd like to see it.
Okay.
And that it was dishonored?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Band deposit, balance $750, and it was returned. Where's the other check? Okay, why were the checks returned, Mr. Phillips?
First of all, Your Honor, this event...
Not first of all. No, my words. Why were the checks returned?
They were returned because there was no money to cover them. Because I did this event as a charity event.
Just a second.
And I was waiting for sponsorship
Mr. Phillips,
to cover the checks. Yes,
Mr. Phillips, Mr. Phillips.
Yes,
You wrote checks on a bank when you knew that there were insufficient funds.
No, that's not.
Do you know that's a felony? Do you know
I've
that
never
that's
had
a felony?
felony in my life, and I understand what you're saying.
What I'm telling you,
what I'm
telling you, Mr. Phillips, I don't care. It's not important to me.
Oh, okay.
What the event was for. You hired the plaintiff for a certain fee, which was $1,500.
Yes.
And you gave him 2 bad checks. You can't do that.
I'm aware of that, and I do.
So, Mr. Hernandez, Mr. Phillips did give you some money, correct?
Correct.
How much did he give you? Eventually.
Right. $950. $350 in one payment and $600 in another one.
So he owes you $550.
There is one other check that I had that was no good as well from him. There's a total of 3 bad checks.
Well, how much were you supposed to be paid? You showed me 2 checks.
Correct.
One said $750 deposit, and it said balance $750.
Correct.
That's the evidence that you produced. What is this other check for?
Okay, so the other check was another check that was paid to Oscar, and the check wasn't any good. So it was another check for $2,000. And because I deal with Oscar, I told him, okay, give the check to me and I'll try to work it out with LP, Mr. Phillips. And so he did, and this check was also no funds available. So I actually paid Oscar.
So you covered him.
Mm-hmm.
Did Mr. Phillips agree to reimburse you for that?
Correct, he did.
Well, that's what I'm asking you. When did Mr. Phillips agree to reimburse you for that?
In conversations after the event.
Well, tell me about the conversations. Then I'm going to ask Mr. Phillips.
Promises to pay with different dates.
No, he owes you, clearly he owes you $550.
Right.
The only question is, does your friend, who is your witness, have to pursue Mr. Phillips on his own? Or did Mr. Phillips agree to you covering that check and he would pay you? And I want to hear about that.
It was a verbal conversation that we had.
Well, tell me when and where it took place.
Probably
on the phone, in person?
Yes, on the phone. And we just made an agreement that he would pay everything that he owed me, including that.
He paid you $950. He only owes you $550. Mr. Phillips, did you write another bad check for the audio people?
Yes, I did. I presented a check. Once again, this is a charitable event, and I had sponsors that promised me to give me money, and I wrote that check with the intent that I was going to get the money that night.
Mr. Phillips, try just to pay attention to my questions.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you and Mr. Hernandez agree that he would make good this check for $2,000? I'm going to repeat that. That's a very simple question. Did you and Mr. Hernandez agree that Mr. Hernandez would make good on this bounce check to the stage guy for $2,000?
Can you not say the word bounce check?
There were insufficient funds. That's a bounce check.
Okay, I understand.
Did you agree with Mr. Hernandez? Did you ask him to make good on that check and you would pay him?
He requested that of me, yes.
On the phone?
On the phone.
Did you agree to do that?
Because, yes, I was expecting sponsorship money to come in, and it didn't, and I agreed.
So then the answer is you did ask Mr. Hernandez to cover
He told me what he was going
to... The $2,000 check. And you said, then I will give it to you when I get my sponsor's money.
Those are my exact words. Yes, ma'am, I did say that.
Fine, very good. Then you owe him $25.50. Judgment for the plaintiff. Oh, excuse me. Do you have proof of your bank charges?
Yes.
I'd like to see them. Put them up.
You don't even want to see what I was going to show you about the stage?
No, I don't. I don't like people who write checks on bad accounts.
Well, no, it was not a bad account. It was a good account. My sponsor just didn't give me the money. I was doing this for charity, for the Gay Pride, Whittier Gay Pride. I did it pro bono, trying to get sponsorship, Your Honor.
You can do it.
Actually,
he's not doing it for charity.
I know he wasn't.
He's not doing it for charity. That's your charity. Okay, just a second. So how much did they charge you?
They actually charged me
$5. Oh.
Yeah, that on one, and then...
So they charged you $10 altogether?
Yes.
Is that correct?
It is correct.
$25.60. Judgment for the plaintiff. We're finished. Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless you. By the way, nice meeting you.
This case is concluded.
And you.
Parties are excused.
Wrote the checks. They were bad.
I wrote those checks on, it's called a faith check.
Took them, thought they were good. A couple days later,
And all of a sudden, it didn't happen, but...
Noticed that they bounced.
Oh, you can take faith to the bank, but you got to have a little bit more than faith. You got to have that money in the hand, baby.
And from then on, it was just...
He's an incredible performer, and...
Can you pay me? And it went on for almost a year now.
You know, it happened the way it happened. I'm sorry it did.
It was amazing performance. My band remix, incredible.
Thank God it's over.
All parties in the matter of Anders versus Warfield. Step to the podium, please.
Derek Anders Jr. is suing his former friend, Trevin Warfield, for stealing his stimulus money from his bank account.
Mr. Anders,
Yes.
you and Mr. Warfield were friends?
Yes, before.
And at some point, according to your papers, you received a stimulus check from the government in the amount of $1,200.
Yes, on April 27th.
How were you advised that you got that check?
Through the IRS. on my Cash App.
Do you have that Cash App with you so that I take a look at it? Just put it up on the evidence screen.
For sure.
Thank you. Is that the only proof that you had that you got this stimulus check?
Yes. I also have a direct deposit of $1,200.
Of what?
A direct deposit in the same Cash App as a Cash App?
I'd like to see it.
Okay, for sure.
Yes. In what bank was it deposited?
It's Cash App is an app on your phone. That's basically the bank that I was deposited from.
Is that the way you pay your taxes, sir?
I don't think so, no. I wouldn't use Cash App for my taxes.
Well, how did they know to find you to give you $1,200?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Your Honor, we were friends for 8 years. I've never stolen a dime from him.
Mr. Warfield?
Yes.
He's going to tell me what evidence he has that you took his stimulus money. I'm breathless, Mr. Anders.
Derek Anders Jr. says former friend Trevin Warfield appropriated stimulus money from his bank account.
Well, how did they know to find you to give you $1,200?
Yeah, I used my routing and account number and put it on the website.
So you went on the IRS website. Understand how this works?
Yeah, for sure. I went on the IRS website.
And
I put in my routing and account number, and then they sent the money over on Cash App, on my Cash App. And so, yeah.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm an entrepreneur.
What does that mean? I mean, I know what the word means. In what way are you an entrepreneur?
An entrepreneur. I'm a singer, songwriter, model, mogul, dancer, performer. I go, different places to try to make a living for myself. So basically, it's just, it's like entrepreneurship, like going out and doing what you want to do for your life and not having to worry about, actually.
Well, tell me the things. Who do you live with?
Right now, I'm currently just living at home right now with my family.
Who is your family?
Different people. I have, different family members. So many different family members that I have, No,
I want to know who you're living with now.
Right now, I'm, where I'm living, with my mom or, my mom, my stepfather, I have a stepbrother, I have so many relatives.
That's not a hard question, sir.
Yeah, for sure. It's just a personal question.
Who are you living with? And you said family. It's not a personal question if you're living with family. I just ask you what family you're living with. It's not a hard question. I live with my mother. I live with my brother. I live with my sister. That's not a hard question, sir.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just trying to find out who my players are. Okie dokie. And according to you, and this evidence somehow appropriated $1,100 of your $1,200 stimulus money that was put in the bank by the IRS. Because I assume you did that because you are currently undomiciled, so they can't send you a check. So you went on the website to say, just put it in this PayPal or what is it, Cash App, whatever. So tell me what makes you believe, what evidence you have, Mr. Anders, that Mr. Warfield, who was once your friend, took $1,100 of your stimulus check.
Yeah, we were
your
close friends.
Entrepreneurships.
Your Honor, we were friends for 8 years. I've never stolen a dime from him.
Yeah.
I've never stolen a dime from him.
That's untrue, Your Honor.
Mr. Warfield.
Yes.
He's going to tell me what evidence he has that you took his stimulus money. I'm breathless, Mr. Anders.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I received threatening text messages from him, and Mr. Anders was just calling me all types of names and things like that, and it was ridiculous. And it just got really insane. I had to block him and cut off all communications with him.
Well, what did he say to you when he called 2 months later?
Real cases, real people, says former friend Trevin Warfield appropriated stimulus money from his bank account.
So tell me what makes you believe, what evidence you have, Mr. Anders, that Mr. Warfield, who was once your friend, took $1,100 of your stimulus check.
Yeah, we
from
were
your
close friends.
Entrepreneurships.
Your Honor, we were friends for 8 years. I've never stolen a dime from him.
Yeah.
I've never stolen a dime from him.
That's untrue, Your Honor.
Mr. Warfield.
Yes.
He's going to tell me what evidence he has that you took his stimulus money. I'm breathless, Mr. Anders.
Yeah, I have evidence right here. It says this is the name that he goes by online. I guess it's called Little Hoochie Daddy. And we've been knowing each other for so long. That's his username on, I guess, Instagram or even on Cash App. That's the name that he goes by. And it says, I have more evidence right here that says that he took it. It says payment to Little Hoochie Daddy. So you know that he took the money. It says payment to himself. I used his phone. He got my login information and just basically used my account. So, I mean, you know, when you think you're friends with somebody and they use your account and then they just, you know, I guess he sent it to himself when I didn't know. I don't know. He logged in without my knowledge. That's the reason why I'm here. So my money was stolen.
I know the reason you're here, sir. I'm looking for proof that he took your money. He took it.
Well, through Cash App, you can send it to yourself. So, I mean.
Mr. Warfield.
Yes,
did
Your
Mr.
Honor.
Anders confront you about taking his money?
Mr. Anders did confront me. He confronted me 2 months later after the fact. I received threatening text messages from him on July 4th. I just landed in Florida, and Mr. Anders was just calling me all types of names and things like that, and it was ridiculous. I was at the airport arguing with him, and it just got really insane. I had to block him and cut off all communications with him.
Well, what did he say to you when he called 2 months later?
He was like, Trevin, I seen your name on my Rev receipt. You stole my money. You're this, you're that. And I'm like, Derek, I have no reason to steal anything from you. We've been friends for 8 years. And for him to just accuse me of stealing his money is just completely ridiculous, Your Honor. I have no reason to steal from anybody.
What kind of work do you do, Mr. Warfield?
I'm a nursing assistant.
You traveled from California to Florida?
No, I went to Florida for the 4th of July to go visit an old friend. I have a vacation house there, and so I went there to do some remodeling on it, some painting.
How long have you had the house there?
Since 2014.
Do you own that house in Florida?
No, I don't own it. Mm-mm.
Who does own it?
My friend owns it.
You said you were doing remodeling in Florida.
I was in Florida from July 4th through July 6th. Monday morning, I flew back to San Diego.
So you were just there for 1 day?
I was there for 2 days. I got there Saturday, July 4th, and flew back home July 6th.
And you helped him paint in that 1 day?
I helped him paint, yeah, 1 day, just 1 day. It was like a Sunday fun day project we did.
It's a long trip.
Well, it was worth it to see friends and things like that. So some things you just do for friends.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Closed captioning sponsored by. Want justice? Go to judgejudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Okay. Mr. Anders, you have any other proof that Mr. Warfield took your money?
That's all besides his username, I mean.
Okay. I don't know whether he took your money or whether he didn't take your money. He says he didn't. I'm not satisfied with the proof that you
I also have another,
some
more proof.
Well, then tell me. I'm ready to say goodbye to you.
The same proof that I showed you before is
Don't show me the same proof you showed me before. Don't show me the same proof you showed me before. I saw your proof. You said you also have other proof.
Yeah, it was like it says, the 28th. The money was stolen on the 27th.
Okay, done. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
This case is concluded. Parties are excused.
And on the next Judge Judy.
You thought it would be fun to start a YouTube channel.
He wasn't paying me half for all of the things that I put into the channel.
This was her first priority. This YouTube channel was her first priority.
No.
Judge Judy.
Oh, well, I'm very, very satisfied. Judge Judy did not believe him, as you can tell.
I think it was upsetting to me due to, having hard times and not being able to, make ends meet.
He was a complete fool on national TV.
And, the money was put into my account, obviously, on Cash App. I don't know if she knows what Cash App is.
All he does is lie, and he's just ridiculous.
But anyways, that's how I feel. And even if it was money's nothing but paper ink, like my grandma used to tell me.
To be honest, I really think he went out and partied with the money, which is ridiculous.
But at the same time, I do feel upset that the money's still not there.
Well, sometimes people get where they need money, and they will...
He lied. He said he didn't do it. Maybe he didn't do it. I don't know. There's another person that was on there that, that's all I have to say.
Accuse anybody of just doing something crazy like that.
Oh, no, we're not friends. We don't talk.
No, we're no longer friends. I don't need friends like that.
You had a house that burned down.
A tragic fire had a silver lining.
How much did the insurance company settle with you for on the burnt-out house?
Well,
that's a question. I expect an answer.
But did she take the money and run?
You did not rebuild the house. Do you get where I'm going, Miss Cassis?
No.
I have all the answers.
This is Judge Judy. Soraya Cassis is suing her former contractor, Tony Duarte, for failing to perform services on her home after it had burned down.
Now it's case number 45 on the calendar in the matter of Cassis versus Duarte. Parties have been sworn in.
Ms. Cassis, according to your complaint, you had a house that burned down and you hired the defendant to do some demolition work to finish demolishing the house and to take away the debris. You claim that you made payments to him and he didn't fulfill his obligation. That's what the case is about. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. And you're suing him for $5,000 for an unfinished project.
Well, I basically made a claim against his bond company, and my award for the bond company...
No, just...
Oh, we're not talking...
You're suing him today for $5,000. Am I correct?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
What was the address of the house that burned down?
Fran Street.
When did you buy Fran Street?
2007.
How much did you pay for the house in 2007?
I only paid $95,000, 97.
No. I want you to think very carefully. How much did you pay for the house? Just a second. In 2005, would it have been closer to 2005 when you purchased Fran Street?
Possibly, and it was...
Fran Street.
Yes. I'm sorry if I said the wrong number.
That's correct. And that house was purchased for approximately $88,000. Is that right?
No, I had two mortgages. The $88,000 was one mortgage, and I had a second mortgage.
And what was the other mortgage?
Yeah, I don't...
And to whom?
It started out with Chase Bank, but they sold it in the secondary mortgage market like 3 times.
Who owned the mortgage on the house?
I did. May I say something?
No, I want you to...
Okay.
I asked you a simple question.
Okay.
And I want you to understand, Ms. Cassis, that I have all the answers.
Okay.
You bought the house that we're talking about on Fran Street that burned down. How much? That's a simple question.
Honor,
I have homes over the years, and
I don't remember exactly. All I remember is that it was creative financing. Whatever was on paper, they gave me cash back so I could fix up the house. So I don't remember exactly what it was, but like I thought it was 97.
I don't want exactly. Give me within $5,000. How much was it? You lived there.
I don't remember.
You
if it was
lived there.
95 or 97,000. I don't remember.
Okay, 95. Shh, just a second. 95.
If you see the 88,000, that's the first mortgage. There was creative financing. They gave me back money. So when that's why I...
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Now, you insured the house for $230,000. When? In what year?
Okay.
Take a breath before you answer my question.
Okay.
You insured the house for $230,000 when?
I insured the house every year. Every year I would insure it for the maximum amount to rebuild because I knew that I had to do that because building was expensive. So every single year I had maximum insurance on it.
Insurance. Okay, here we go. So the maximum insurance was $230,000. Your house burned down in what month?
2017.
And at that time, the insurance company, according to you, was going to give you a payout of $230,000 to replace the house. That's according to your statement that you signed.
Your Honor, it was $230,000 because I have 3 estimates from 3 contractors that it would cost $230,000 at the end of the year. One of them is from Doherty, and I have 2 other ones.
Just a second. I'm not finished questioning you yet. Don't get beyond my questions.
Sorry.
So the house that you paid under $100,000 for, you were now getting from the insurance company $230,000. Now you had an electrical fire.
Yes, ma'am, but they were.
That's what you say here.
They were not getting.
That's what you say here.
Yes, there was electrical fire. The fireman said that on the report. Yes.
Just a second. That's not what I asked you. I said you had an electrical fire.
According to the.
Where are you currently? I'm speaking. Where are you currently living?
I bought a house in California City.
You bought a house in California City, and the address of the address of that house is 21. Is that right?
Yes.
Who owns that house?
I own it, but I just recently put it in a trust. but yet.
How much did you pay for that house?
I got it. Well, basically, it's not a house. It's a town. They're attached together. So I paid.
You paid
$115.
$115. Mm-hmm. That is correct. Now, who is Mark Anthony?
A person I gave a deli owner that I gave money to help him open up his deli. That I thought that was going to be my business. We had an agreement. After I bought the house, I invested in this deli, but he breached contract also.
Mm-hmm. So you are at the same time suing Mr. in another place?
I am, yes.
Yes.
I've already sued him, actually.
Okay. Now, how much did the insurance company settle with you for on the burnt-out house?
Well,
that's a question. I expect an answer. A figure, a number.
Your Honor.
A number.
A
number.
It's replacement costs and actual value costs. So when they settle.
No, I asked you a question.
Okay.
I expect a numerical answer. How much did the insurance company pay you for the house?
I received
that had an electrical fire.
I received $90,000 for $90,000, and I received only.
That's not all you received.
Wait, I'm not done.
Come on.
I also received $120,000. I think it was $120,000 for a dwelling. I think. And then I had to pay off my mortgage, which left me with $70,000 to buy a new house.
Just a second. Just a second. I asked you for an entire figure. How much did you receive from the insurance company for the house?
For the house, $120,000 because I did not build.
And for the contents?
$90,000. $90,000.
How much did Mr. Duarte's bond company pay you?
The award or what they ended up paying me?
The award.
They awarded me $13,000, and I don't recall the rest of $13,000.
Did you sue the bond company?
I made a claim with the bond company.
My question, Ms. Cassini, you made a claim with the bond company.
Yes, I did.
For how much? His bond company. For how much?
I made the claim. I requested the full $15,000, but
you requested $15,000 from his bond company.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how much did his bond company give you?
They ended up giving me only $4,800.
Do you get what's going?
No, Your Honor. I wanted to build my house. I have proof of a.
So what?
May I show you some situations whenever you're ready? I have all the proof in the world to show you the way this incident turned out.
Listen, according to your complaint, Ms. Cassis, you paid Mr. Duarte, according to your signed complaint, $4,500 in advance. You said he did not complete the work. He did not demolish, nor did he haul away the stuff that he was supposed to haul away so that you could rebuild the house. That's what this is about. Well, his bond company, probably with his consent, paid you $4,800. You did not rebuild, I'm speaking. You did not rebuild the house. You took the $230,000 that you got from the insurance company for this electrical fire.
No, I didn't, ma'am.
You purchased another property.
No.
I'm just
I did not receive $230,000.
What you just told me.
No, I never received $230,000 from the insurance company.
Well, you just told me you received $120 and $90.
You know, Your Honor.
That's what you told me.
Your Honor, let me tell you something. They didn't just give me that money. I had to work to protect myself because of what he did to me, okay? Now, if had happened, I wanted my house to be rebuilt. A $250,000 house is much better than going into a condo in California City, okay? So, I mean, obviously I wanted to build. I have, through emails, been back and forth with him for 12 months, 10 months, okay? With his excuses. I had my attorney write him a letter. I have all of the proof right here. And
I don't care.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Ms. Cassis?
Yes.
Pay attention. This is not the Scopes trial. You paid him $4,800. You claimed he didn't do the work for $4,800. His bond company gave you $4,800.
And later today.
Show me pictures of what you're dissatisfied with the rear of the car.
I didn't bring it with me.
Well, then you thought you were coming to the beach today?
No.
Today you're coming to court.
Soraya Cassis says her former contractor, Tony Duarte, never finished the demolition of her home after it had burned down.
Now, you paid him $4,800.
And he didn't.
You got $4,800.
No, because
from the bond company.
No, because now the demolition costs $8,000. Yes,
Miss Cassis.
Yes.
Pay attention.
Yes.
This is not the Scopes trial. You paid him $4,800. You claimed he didn't do the work for $4,800. His bond company gave you $4,800.
And for the whole year, I paid $3,000 of fence rental. I have had to put taxes on it, which is another $1,500. Okay, and the new estimate to do demo is $8,000. So that's where they came, and they did their investigation on everything I gave them, and I have the fence receipt.
How much money did you get from the insurance company?
$4,800
for your house.
But $4,800.
No,
but
that's his bond company. How much did you get from the insurance company for your house that burned down?
$120,000, but I had to pay a mortgage off with it. They didn't give me the check. They gave the check to my mortgage company.
How much were you left with that enabled you to buy the house where you...
$70,000.
After they paid off the mortgage.
Yes.
And you used that as a down payment to buy another place to live.
No, I actually paid cash for the place that I live because I...
Okay, we're done here. Your Honor, you paid him $4,800. His bond company gave you $4,800. We're done. Case is over. Period.
Your Honor.
We're done. I hope there are people... Do you have anything you want to add, sir?
I do. That's what I put up with for months. And it was never a demo. That's the part that upset me the most, is that with my bond company, they would not accept any of my documented... I took screenshots of my phone where we had text messaging back and forth. I have one right here where it says, I can clean the whole place and dispose of the trash for $4,500. That's all I was doing. Someplace along the line, I guess her insurance company wanted it demoed. I said, to demo it, you need to get an engineer out there. We got to do. I told her all this stuff. I sent her emails. She ignored most of it. See,
we're done.
Parties are excused.
I just wanted to get rid of this person. This has been a nightmare for me. She did send documents to the insurance company saying that I was her contractor, and I said, no, I'm not. I'm just glad it's over.
Parties in the matter of Reyes Ruiz versus Linares. Step to the podium, please.
Jorge Reyes Ruiz is suing body shop owner Jorge Linares for improperly fixing his car after an accident.
Mr. Ruiz, the defendant is a mechanic, and you were in an automobile accident, and you were hit from behind.
Correct.
So the accident was clearly the fault of the other driver.
Correct.
Who had insurance.
Yes.
And that happened in what month and year, Mr. Ruiz?
It's a little blurry, 18, yeah.
And what was the damage to your car when it was hit from behind by another car?
Oh, it was just rear-ended.
So you had rear damage to your car.
Correct.
When did you take the car to be fixed by the defendant?
October of 2018, yeah, approximately. Yeah, because the car got damaged in September, so...
No. First of all, you were coming to court today. This is what I'm trying to put together from your complaint. Your car was rear-ended by a car that had insurance. You took it at some point to the defendant. Prior to taking it to the defendant, you had another accident where a car hit your car in another location.
Correct.
That car took off. So when you took your car to the defendant to be fixed, you specifically said to him, do not fix the other damage to the car because that wasn't caused by the person who hit me in the rear. That's what you say.
Correct.
Because you either weren't planning on fixing it or you didn't have the money to fix it.
Correct.
The defendant, according to you, dealt with the insurance company and then you went to pick up your car. Was the rear of your car fixed?
Yes.
Is my question. Fixed to your satisfaction?
No, it wasn't.
Well, show me pictures of what you're dissatisfied with the rear of the car.
I didn't bring it with me. I have pictures
Well, then you thought you were coming to the beach today?
No.
Today you're coming to court.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Is the damage that you're showing me on the driver's side and the fixed that you showed me the passenger side?
Yes, made a mistake.
You made a mistake. You know when you made a mistake?
Yes.
When you came here.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jorge Reyes Ruiz claims body shop owner Jorge Linares improperly fixed his car after an accident.
So this is what your case is about, Mr. Ruiz. So you're not dissatisfied with the work that he did on the rear of your car. Because if you were dissatisfied with that work, you would have brought me a photograph, right?
Correct.
Right. What you state in your complaint was that the defendant also tried to fix or to make it look better where you had had the other accident, something that you didn't ask him to do and didn't want him to do because you weren't going to fix it. And so when you went to pick you on the rear, was done to your satisfaction. He touched the side of your car. You say you were dissatisfied with the work that he did on the side of your car, and it cost you $4,000 to fix that work.
That is correct.
So now I would like to see two things. I want you to show me a photograph of the car before he touched it, after he finished it. Then I want to see the paid bill from the company that fixed it for $4,000, and I want to see a picture of the car that you drove to court with today. Do you understand what I want to see?
So you want a picture?
Mr. Ruiz.
Yes, I understand.
I want a picture of, if you have it, what the car looked like before the defendant touched the side of your car.
It's right here.
That's what the car looked like before he touched. Oh, that's a side swipe.
Yeah, somebody.
So now I would like to see what it looked like when he finished it, that you said you were dissatisfied with. Is that the same side of the car?
Judge sponsored by. Have you been cheated? Go to judgejudy.com, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter.
Now, could you put up the other picture first? Okay. Well, on one side, Mr. Ruiz, you're showing me the driver's side of the car.
That is correct, yes.
The other picture looks like the passenger side. Am I crazy?
No, you're right.
Is one side the driver's side and one side the passenger side?
Well, I when, I was a little
Wait, just leave them both up there.
Oh.
Well, you look at them and then tell me, is the damage that you're showing me on the driver's side and the fixed that you're showing me the passenger side? That's either a yes or a no. Are they two different sides of the car?
Yes, they're two different sides of the car. I made a mistake.
What? You made a mistake. You know when you made a mistake? Do you know when you made a mistake, Mr. Ruiz?
Yes.
When you came here. Yeah, when you came here. Goodbye, Mr. Ruiz. Unless you have another picture you want to show me. Unless you want to show me the same side of the car.
I do, but
Goodbye,
I would have to go to my car and make a...
Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
This case is concluded. Parties are excused.
She spread lies after lies, calling my dogs murderers. I don't deny her feelings. I deny the way she has gone on about it. It's ridiculous.
Your dogs weren't killed, sir.
Judge Judy